կրիստալային համով ջուր պատմական աղբյուրից։
First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to President Macron for the wonderful organization of the forum, warm hospitality and invitation. One of the pillar records of the forum documents is that 2 billion people worldwide live in conflict-affected areas. From the point of view of the Republic of Armenia, it would be more precise to write that sentence as follows. As a result of ethnic cleansings, more than 500,000 Armenians no longer have the opportunity to live in their homeland. 500,000 is the number of Armenians who were forcibly displaced from Azerbaijan and became refugees as a result of ethnic cleansing. About 360,000 of them were forcibly displaced from Azerbaijan since the beginning of the 90s as a result of the Sumgait and Baku massacres and Armenophobia. Since then, Armenophobia unfortunately has been the state policy in Azerbaijan. And before that, under the Soviet Union, due to administrative and psychological pressures, Armenians had to leave Nakhichevan and many other areas of Azerbaijan. Around 26,000 Armenians flee Nagorno-Karabakh during the 44-day war of 2020. And as a result of the large-scale attack and ethnic cleansing perpetrated by Azerbaijan against Nagorno-Karabakh on September 19 of this year, around 105,000 Armenians were forced to leave Nagorno-Karabakh within a week. For a long time, we have alerted the international community that such a prospect becoming more and more realistic, especially after the illegal blockade of the Lachin corridor in December 2022. But the international community did not take any adequate measures, and we cannot blame those people who claim that the forced displacement of Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh took place with the silent or behind-the-scene agreement of some of the international players. Nevertheless, dear participants, I have not come to this peace forum to talk about war. I have come to talk about peace, even though Azerbaijan has started to call the Republic of Armenia West Azerbaijan, after implementing yet the minimum of its plan of Armenian cleansing. The concept of so-called Western Azerbaijan, which is a concept of preparing a new war against the Republic of Armenia, is propagated in schools, universities, and mass media of Azerbaijan. And all this despite the fact that we seem to be close to signing a peace treaty with Azerbaijan, notwithstanding the fact that the above-mentioned issues raised significant questions regarding the sincerity of Azerbaijan. But it does not shake our commitment to the peace agenda, and we hope to sign a peace treaty with Azerbaijan in the coming months based on the following 3 principles agreed upon in the negotiations held in Brussels. Principle number 1. Armenia and Azerbaijan fully recognize each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty based on the understanding that Armenia's territory covers 29,800,000 square kilometers and Azerbaijan 86,600,000 square kilometers. Principle number 2. Armenia and Azerbaijan confirm their unequivocal commitment to the 1991 Almaty Declaration as a political framework for the delimitation. For your information, dear participants, Almaty Declaration was signed by the 12 republics of the Soviet Union on December 21, 1991. Under that declaration, the 12 republics of the former USSR, including Azerbaijan and Armenia, recognize each other's territorial integrity, sovereignty, the inviolability of existing, that is, administrative borders, and therefore the existing administrative borders between the republics of the Soviet Union become state borders. Principle number 3, future transport arrangements for unblocking transport and economic links in the region will respect the principles of sovereignty, jurisdiction, reciprocity, and equality of all countries. We reached an agreement on these principles during the negotiations with the President of Azerbaijan in Brussels, and these agreements were recorded in the statements of the President of the EU Council, Charles Michel, following the May 14 and July 15, 2023 trilateral meetings. French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also expressed their support for these principles, which is expressed in the quadrilateral statement of Granada signed by Charles Michel, Olaf Scholz, Emmanuel Macron, and me, and it happened last month. And if Azerbaijan doesn't reject those principles, it means that signing a peace treaty with Azerbaijan in the coming months becomes very realistic. Unfortunately, the President of Azerbaijan refused to participate in five-party meeting in Granada last month. The planned trilateral meeting in Brussels in October did not take place, and I have not received an invitation to the next meeting from Charles Michel. I hope our European partners are committed to their obligations. Honorable participants of this forum, our region, the South Caucasus, needs peace, which is a situation where all the countries in the region live with open borders, are connected by active economic, political, cultural ties, and have accumulated experience and tradition of solving all issues through tools of diplomacy and dialogue. To provide such a situation will be very difficult without reopening the transport communications, and taking this into account, the government of the Republic of Armenia has presented the Crossroads of Peace project. This is a plan to connect our regional countries, including Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Turkey, with railways, roads, cables, gas pipelines, power lines, or strengthen existing connections. As you know, at the moment we do not have any functioning road, nor any functioning railway, cable, pipeline, or power line with either Turkey or Azerbaijan, and we propose to change this situation positively. The Crossroads of Peace project would also bring benefits to Georgia and Iran, including bilateral as well as in terms of strengthening ties with Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Armenia. The details are provided in our Crossroads of Peace brochure, which is distributed to you, and I hope that we will be able to implement the project as a guarantee of stable and long-term peace in our region. The implementation of this project will be beneficial not only for our region, but for international trade, connectivity, and stability. And I hope for support not only regional countries, but from the international community in general. Definitely, we are in front of very important, let's say, historic crossroads. So let's make it crossroads